Okay, dear Venerable Brothers, Dhamma friends. So today we are going to conduct the Dhamma discussion on, actually currently we are discussing on Sangyutta Nikaya, Devata Sangyutta, starting from the very beginning. And till Bhante Dhammajiva returns on every Thursday, we'll be having this English Dhamma discussion. I think we last time started a new sutta. Finished? Already finished? Yes. Okay. Right. Sagatavagga, Nalavagga, Nimokka Sutta. So we have completed the Nimokka Sutta, and then we can go for the next one, which is called Upaniyati Sutta. So Venerable Dhamma Vijita is ready with English translation, and Venerable Dhamma Alankara with Sinhala translation and the Pali stanza. So I'll invite then Venerable Dhamma Alankara to recite the Pali verse and then Sinhala translation, and Venerable Dhamma Vijita to recite the English translation. Then we can proceed with the discussion. Make out the
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Sanyukta Nikaya පළමු පොත සගාතන වග්ගය සගාත වග්ගෝ දේවතා සංයුත්තං උපනීයති සුත්තං. අවසරයි සාංශ. සාවත්තියං අතකෝසා දේවතා භගවතෝ සන්තිගේ ඉමං ගාතං අභාසි උපනීයති ජීවිත මප්ප මායු ජරූප නීතස්ස න සන්ති තානා ඒතම් භයම් මරණේ පෙක්කමානෝ පුඤ්ඤානි කෛරාත සුඛාව හානීති සුඛාව හානීති.
You can repeat again.
සාවත්තිය උපනීයති ජීවිත මප්ප මායු ජරූප නීතස්ස න සන්ති තානා ඒතම් භයං මරණේ පෙක්කමානෝ පුඤ්ඤානි කෛරාත සුඛාව හානීති. උපනීයති සූත්‍රය සවැත් නුවර ඉක්බිති ඒ දෙවිතමේ භාග්‍යවතුන් වහන්සේ සමීපෙහි මේ ගාථාව කීය. ජීවිතය මරණය කරා පමුණුවනු ලැබේ. ආයුෂ ස්වල්පය. ජරාව විසින් මරණය කරා පමුණුවන ලද්දහුට පිහිට වීමට රක්ෂාස්ථාන නැත. මේ ත්‍රිවිධ භය මරණෙහිලා දක්නේ සුව එලවන්නා වූ පින් කරන්නේය.
Yes, Bhante, the English translation is, so this is called Reaching. Yes, the third sutta. So life is swept along. Short is the lifespan. No shelters exist for one who has reached old age. Seeing clearly this danger and death, one should do deeds of merit that bring happiness.
So this is recited by the Deva.
Yes, Bhante.
So he this particular Deva is interested in conducting various meritorious deeds. So what he mentioned is quite correct in the first tense, but sense that upaniyata jivita appamayu jarupanītasana santitana upaniyata jivita appamayu. So you are being taken towards the death, taken towards the aging, and upaniyati is the being brought up, bringing forward, is carried away towards the death, towards the aging, and jarupanītasana santitana. So there is no any refuge, there is no any kind of a island for the person who is getting closer to the end of the life. And etam bhayam marane pekkamanu. So when one can see, can understand the danger in this process, punyani kairata sukava haniti. So one has to quickly conduct as much as possible meritorious deeds. So we'll go to the other verse also, what Buddha has to say, then we'll have a discussion.
Upaniyati jivita mappamayu jarupa nitassa na santi thana etam bhayang marane pekkamano loka misang pajahe santi pekkoti ජීවිතය මරණය කරා පමුණුවනු ලැබේ. ආයුෂ ස්වල්පය ජරාව විසින් මරණය කරා පමුණුවනු ලද්දහුට වරහන් ඇතුලේ පිහිටවීමට රක්ෂා ස්ථාන නැත. මේ ත්‍රිවිධ භය මරණෙහිලා දක්නා නිවන පතන පුගුල් තෙමේ ලෝකාමිෂය දුරු කරන්නේයි.
The Blessed One replies, life is swept along. Short is the lifespan. No shelters exist for one who has reached old age. Seeing clearly this danger in death, a seeker of peace should drop the world's bait.
Now, this is an interesting discussion in a way. So, as we also can see that people are quite interested in doing meritorious deeds, and that is also highlighted, promoted, and in certain suttas, Buddha also recommended. Okay, you need to do some good deeds, then you can remember them and reflect them again and again, then you will be happy. There's a sutta, I think, not a verse in the Dhammapada. There's an interesting verse telling again and again you nandati Pecca nandati, kata punyang ubhayanti nandati, something. Can anyone remember? Dhammapada.
Is this old age section of?
No, I think, what's that, nandati?
Well, there's a section called old age here.
Maybe, yeah. Patika vagga, sagata vagga. Give me a second. චතුක්කනිපාත සත්තකනිපාත ධම්පදපාල ඉදනන්දති පෙච්චනන්දති කත පුඤ්ඤෝ උබයත්ත නන්දති පුඤ්ඤම් මේ කතන්ති නන්දති බිහියෝ නන්දති සුග්ගතින් ගතෝ. So this is a very famous verse. Ida nandati pecca nandati. So he is happy here, and even after going to another world he is happy. Kata puඤ්ඤෝ උබයත්ත nandati. So he is happy while in this world as well as in the next world. Punyam me katanti nandati. So I have done various meritorious deeds. So again and again he is quite happy. Bihiyo nandati suggatin gato. He, after going to the next world, to a celestial realms, to the human realm, so he'll be quite happy because he has done a lot of meritorious deeds. So this is something that Buddha basically has highlighted, and again the same thing, idha modati pecca modati kata puඤ්ඤෝ ubhayatta modati so modati so pamodati disva kamma visuddhimattano. Now that has some indication towards the purification. So he is delighted here and he is happy even after this life, and knowing that he has done a lot of meritorious deeds and he is quite happy. And so modati so pamodati disva kamma visuddhimattano. And he is happy here as well as more and more he is happy, seeing that his conduct is more and more purified. So likewise, so this is something highlighted in the Dhamma. So knowing some good deeds. What are the good deeds? So what are the roots of good deeds? What is wholesome activities? So this is a very common subject. Say for example, we discussed the Sammaditthi Sutta. The Sammaditthi Sutta, the very basic, we can say the very fundamental type of Sammaditthi is the Kammasakata Sammaditthi, where one recognizes the wholesome side as well as the unwholesome side. You know the Kusala and then the Akusala. So Kusala is the wholesome activities, and then the Akusala are the unwholesome activities. In order to do the Kusala activities, the wholesome activities, there are three roots. What are they? What are the three wholesome roots? Oh, ඒක තමයි. Alobha, adosa, moha. None greed, none hatred, none delusion. So those are the three roots for wholesome deeds. Then three roots for unwholesome deeds. Lobha, dosa, moha. The greed, hatred, delusion. And then what are the wholesome activities? we'll go first for the unwholesome activities. What are the unwholesome activities? Panagahata. So the killing animals, killing any living being, and then the adattadana, stealing, then kamamichachara, the sexual misconduct, and those are the three main bodily misconduct. And then there are 4 verbal misconduct: the lying, musavada, then pisunavacha, the divisive speech, then parusavacha, the sort of harsh speech, and then sampappalapa, that is the useless chattering. So those are the 4 verbal misconduct. And then the mental misconduct, starting with the covetousness. Say you have some unreasonable, unjustifiable type of greed to someone else's resources, someone else's some sort of a belonging. So then it is covetousness. Then abhijja, then domanassa, some sort of internal despair, some kind of unhappiness, certain amount of say anger in one's mind, again and again sort of brooding and again highlighting in the one's mind. So that is actually the second mental misconduct. And the last one is michaditti, the wrong view. So these 10 activities are considered as the wrong, unwholesome bodily, verbal and mental activities. The opposite is said for the correct, wholesome activities. So this is the very basic kind of fundamental understanding we all need to have. So if someone has thoroughly understood this and accordingly he behave himself in the wholesome side, giving more prominence to the wholesome roots, then we can say he is into the Sammaditthi, Kammasakata Sammaditthi. And actually Buddha explained Kammasakata Sammaditthi on different way. That is, what's that? Atti dinnang, atti ittang, atti hutang, atti sukata dukkata anang kammanam palang vipako, atti idaloko, atti paraloko, atti mata, atti pita. Likewise, he further explains. So basically founding on the kamma. So understanding there's a consequence on the kamma, and so he understood, okay, there is something wholesome, there is something unwholesome. If I carry on any unwholesome activities, there will be some unwholesome, unfavorable type of results, consequences. And on the other hand, if I conduct good activities, wholesome activities, then the favorable results would be there. So knowing that, he become more meritorious, he is looking after the parents, and he is taking care of present life and looking forward for the future life. So basically, it is a good way of life, but there's a small point. It is punya bahagya upadi vepakka, but sasava. Punya bahagya, it is into the side of the merit part, wholesome side, and it will produce good results, but sasava. It is with certain amount of influxes. It is with certain amount of influxes. So that is the kind of underlying tendency still operating in this sort of an understanding. So still he being a person, he being an individual, he want to conduct good activities, need to avoid unwholesome activities. So likewise, he being a good person is not a bad thing, by the way, but still certain amount of ignorance is operating in his mind. Now then Buddha, rather than stopping there, he takes us to the next level, that is called the Lokottara Sammaditthi, supramundane type of Sammaditthi. Actually, the Buddha's explanation in this sutta also fairly into that. So in this Upaniyati Sutta, so Buddha highlights this second side, Lokottara type of Sammaditthi. So the Deva is very much interested in the mundane type of Sammaditthi, continuing doing the wholesome activities, abandoning the unwholesome side. But Buddha takes us to the next level, telling that's not enough, basically. He is telling Upaniyati Jivitappamayu. He basically accepts what the Deva is telling in the first level, in the early stage, Vaya upaniyata jivitappamayu. So this life is very short and you are taken towards the death. Your life is ending. And jarupanitasana santitana, and as you reach the old age, there is no any refuge. You become helpless. Etam bhayam marane pekkhamano. So knowing this danger in the death, lokami sampajahe santi pekkhoti. Now Buddha promotes, so you need to abandon the lokamisa, various kinds of panchakama, various kinds of delightful, say, sensual pleasures, and santi pekkhoti. So you are looking forward nibbana. You are looking forward something more sublime than just mere meritorious deeds and expecting future good results. So one needs to look forward for something more deep. So that is what Buddha's answer. Can you repeat the English translation?
Yes, Bhante. Life is swept along, short is the lifespan. No shelters exist for one who has reached old age. Seeing clearly this danger in death, a seeker of peace should drop the world's bait.
Should drop the world's bait. So the world's bait. One can say the Panchakama is kind of a world's bait or Mara's bait. So beautiful things are there, beautiful sights are there. So we being sort of attracted to that. Beautiful sounds are there, we being attracted to that. Smells, tastes, tangibles are there. So basically we being attracted to that. So that is the type of bait we have. And while sort of enjoying that, we can conduct meritorious deeds as well. You can be little generous what you have. You can give it to someone. And likewise you can do various meritorious deeds. But your main concern is to satisfy the senses. The typical mundane sensual desires, satisfaction or gratification of those senses. And that is what the large majority is doing. Even in Sri Lanka, if you see, so people are enjoying and they are sort of playing and trying to gratify their senses as much as possible, and then go to the temple also. And they want to make merit and they offer dana, they like to offer dana and conduct various pinkama, various ceremonies. So that is how the majority is going on. But here Buddha promotes a different direction. That's what something we need to understand. So he is saying, okay, if you are expecting something more sublime, and then you have to abandon these sensual pleasures or these sensual cords and look forwards the Nibbana, Santipekko. You now have a sort of direction towards the Nibbana, then you are going in a different direction. So this Lokottara type of Sammaditthi. So this Sammaditthi actually explained in the Mahachattarika Sutta. Here Buddha mentioned Sammaditthi bhikkhave dvayang vadami. Sammadittim pahan bhikkhave dvayang vadami. Amongst I say Sammaditthi is twofold. Atti bhikkhave Sammaditthi sāsava punya bhagya upadi vepakka. There is one type of form of Sammaditthi which is sāsava, with taints, with influxes, with taints. Punya bhagya, but it is into the wholesome side, by the way. And upadi vepakka, it brings favorable results. And then atti bhikkhave Sammaditthi arya anasava lokuttara magganga. There is another type of Sammaditthi which is arya, that is noble, anasava, free from fetters, free from taints, lokuttara, it is supramundane, magganga, it's a path factor. So we need to clearly understand these two sides. So as Bhante Dhammajiva often highlights, so people are more interested in the mundane side without looking forward something more sublime. So they have some good qualities, they have some sort of inspirations about the Dhamma, and they have some faith and they do a lot of meritorious deeds, and they limit themselves there. They are happy about that. It has also given some kind of satisfaction, some happiness, and they limit themselves to that, never seeing the another side, not seeing the kind of supramundane side. So supramundane side, basically we can't say it has a lot of these kinds of say some popular ceremonial type of activities, but it's a very mature type of development one has to go through by looking after one's mind and developing certain spiritual qualities that not large majority of people are interested. So they are interested of that popular Buddhism, going with the popularity, popular Buddhism, doing various meritorious deeds, and gathering a lot of people and putting a lot of loudspeakers and reciting various stanzas. Many fabulous kind of ceremonies are there, and that also gives a lot of happiness. And if they are doing it properly, it's really marvelous. I mean, they decorate the whole thing and doing processions and all that. Very interesting. But limiting there is the problem. And then Buddha explains what is Katamacha bhikkhave sammaditthi ariya anasava lokuttara magganga. So what is this sammaditthi, correct view, which is ariya, which is noble, anasava, free from influxes, lokuttara, supramundane, magganga, path factor. Yako bhikkhave ariya chittassa anasava chittassa ariya magga samangino ariya maggam bhaveto panya panyindriyam panya balang dhamma viche sambojjhango sammaditthi maggangam. Ayang uccati bhikkhave sammaditthi ariya anasava lokuttara magganga. Now this is a very interesting statement where Buddha gives some sort of a evolving kind of sammaditthi, not just a fixed definition. It has panya panyindriyam panya balang dhamma viche sambojjhango sammaditthi magganga. It's a kind of an evolution. You start with panya. Say you practice satipatthana and you simply establish mindfulness in the present moment, and various phenomena are there, and you simply recognize, okay, now elements are there. For example, at the beginning you simply know about the body. Now the body is walking, now the body is sitting, now the body is lying down. Very simple kind of mindfulness, just to establish mindfulness. But once it is completed, say you are going deeper, understanding the element characteristics. What is earth element, water element, fire element, air element. So likewise, now you are going little deeper to the phenomena, and you understand, okay, there is an operation of the earth element, there is an operation of the water element, there is a manifestation of the fire element, etc., etc. Now you have a different perspective. Previously there was a person, there was an eye, but now there is a body. And now there are elements. A kind of a change in the mind. So previously there is a person, there is an individual, there is a being. But now there are elements. Now one form of sammaditthi, now your view has somewhat changed from a personal, an individual base to a very phenomenal level. There are phenomena, there are various phenomena. So they are maybe dependent on various causes, reasons, and then their manifestation is something that you are able to observe. And as you continue, so this observation may further and further mature, and you become more and more knowledgeable about the elements, their behavior, and you may understand, okay, they are showing certain characteristics. And these characteristics are sometimes, actually they show how they are arising and how they are changing, how they are passing away, how vulnerable they are, how impermanent they are, how transient they are. So this is a deeper sammaditthi now we are talking. Now the panya is now developing, the wisdom is now growing. So once you reach fair amount of wisdom, say it is called panyindriya. Panya and then panyindriya, the faculty of panya. The faculty of panya sometimes explained as the udayabhaya. So you know the arising and passing away of phenomena. If you have the thorough understanding, knowledge of arising and passing away of phenomena, that udayabhaya jnana is the one type of the faculty of wisdom. Udayatta gamaniya panyaya samannagato ariyaya nibbedikaya samma dukkhakkaya gamaniya. So that's how we explained. So you have the knowledge of arising and passing away, and it is capable of freeing you from all suffering. Udayatta gamaniya panyaya samannagato ariyaya nibbedikaya. It's makes one noble. It takes you to the nobility. And it is a penetrative knowledge. It's a penetrative knowledge. It is not that kind of a superficial knowledge. In order to have it, you need to penetratively look at phenomena. And as you continue, so this can lead further towards panya bala, the power of wisdom. So what is power of wisdom? So I am just talking, you need to participate. Yes, I'm a visitor.
What is the power of wisdom?
Yep. Panya bala.
It's the ability to see into the true nature of things?
No. That is, we can say that is the faculty of wisdom. Faculty of wisdom.
And your question was, what is...
So I'll ask like this. So this is somewhat familiar to you. So what is mindfulness? And what is power of mindfulness? Oh, මේක තමයි. මොකද්ද සතිය, මොකද්ද සති ඉන්ද්‍රිය, මොකද්ද සති බලය? කියන්න බෑ.
පමාදේ නකම් piti sati balang, something like often Chief Bhante is often says
right,
like
that's
this.
The point, yes.
Yeah, then
so when it comes to bala, there's a different way that it is explained. So mindfulness, typically we can say you are being mindful in the present moment, and say not the mind is wavering to past and the future. You are utterly in the present moment. And then the sati indriya, different ways we can explain. One thing is, you have fair amount of presence of the mind continuously. As a result of that, you can memorize easily, you remember everything what you have done. After a long time, still you can remember, okay, like today you did something. It has happened, say, 1 month ago, 1 year ago, but because of the very good mindfulness, it has grown to the level of faculty. So you can remember various deeds what you have done, and what are the things that you have mentioned, talked, that like you did today. So very good memory power is there. So you have reached the sati indriya, and then sati bala. Pamade na kampati sati bala. So basically, even now you have fair amount of confidence about the mindfulness. So you know as a faculty, as a quality, as a skill that you have mindfulness. And you can recognize, okay, today I am pretty mindful. My mind is very, very mindful. I can remember I was quite mindfully had my breakfast. Okay, I went to the bathroom mindfully. I can remember. I washed my hands mindfully. I was not distracted. And then I had the breakfast mindfully. Then I came here mindfully. So you feel the presence of the mind, a continuity of the mindfulness. You feel, okay, you are quite sure about it. And there may be other days, it's not like that. Certain activity you are mindful, at certain other occasions completely distracted, and lack of mindfulness is there. So you as a yogi understand the presence of the mindfulness and the absence of the mindfulness. Distinctly you can recognize the state of the mind when the mindfulness is empowered by mindfulness and lack of mindfulness. And at that time you are still not confident. But later, as it is grown to the faculty of mindfulness, you become more confident. Okay, now I know how to develop mindfulness. If I lose mindfulness, then I know how to bring it up. So likewise, he is now developing confidence. To the amount he is developing, even if he loses mindfulness, he is not sort of shocked. He is not, panic about it. He knows quickly I can establish mindfulness. So to that level, he is confident now. It is not the mindfulness faculty, it is the power of mindfulness. Mindfulness bala, the sati bala. Where the power of mindfulness is capable of making him unwavering, making him fairly unperturbable and imperturbable. Correct? Am I correct that word? imperturbable, imperturbable. So basically he is now confident. So that is the sati bala. So similarly, the wisdom, very parallelly, the bala is explained, where say you are developing the wisdom, as I discussed. Okay, so you are recognizing various elements, and you know it is the elements are operating, and you recognize their nature, how they are quickly coming and going, arising and passing away. So you have fair amount of the arising and passing away knowledge about these phenomena. And as you continue and you become confident, say you even practice Vedanupasana, there also you have this knowledge. You practice Chittanupasana to various thoughts, mental objects. There also you understand how they are arising and passing away. So you are thoroughly understanding this arising and passing away, and that knowledge is well established in one's mind. And that gives a lot of confidence in one, to the level even when, say, another day, while you are doing another day, say you lose wisdom. Say you being carried away by the outer look. Say a yogi, he simply, while going out, say he see a beautiful woman and he is simply being carried away by the outlook, not seeing the depth, but not panic. Now he is being, fooled, he is being ignorant, but not panic, but he know quickly I can establish wisdom. So that sort of, this kind of lust or hatred or whatever, the ignorant kind of behavior he observe, but he is not being panic, because he know quickly I can go back to the understanding. I can quickly establish myself in the thorough understanding of the phenomena. So this superficial delight is temporary. So he is not panic about it, because he is now confident about the wisdom he is having. His own practice is producing. He has thorough kind of confidence in that. So this is called what we call panya bala. Avijjaya na kampatiti panya bala. So in terms of the ignorance, you are not being wavering. That is the panya bala. And then you reach the what you call the Dhamma Vicaya Sambojjhanga. So what is the shift?
Dhamma Vicaya is aware of investigation of states. Mm-hmm. So rather than being aware of investigating the changing nature of phenomena, it's more maybe your mental states.
Mm-hmm. No, not more than that. Actually, when it comes to Bojjhanga in general, so Buddha give a common quality there. Bodhaya samvattatiti tasma bojjhangati uchati. It is helping to enlighten oneself, to completely liberate oneself. So the understanding or whatever the faculties, whatever the qualities, skills that you are developing now is now more aimed towards Nibbana. Previously, assume that you can develop mindfulness just to have a good conduct at your office. That mindfulness is there, no? The business type of mindfulness. So people are using, so they can do their office work mindfully, and in daily activities they can conduct mindfully. So the presence of mind is a big advantage, and a lot of commercial advantages are there. Benefits are there. Mundane benefits are there. So looking forward for that, you may develop mindfulness. Similarly, even the wisdom. Say if you are able to penetratively looking at something, so that's a very good skill that one can develop. Not only for the enlightenment, say you can use it for the mundane type of activities. So if some others don't see things, but you as a yogi can see things thoroughly, deeply, from different point of views, you can see. So that is a good skill. But when you want to turn it to completely to the liberation, so you are not now interested much about the mundane kind of skills, rather you want to fully attune towards the, say, spiritual goal. So that is the turning point that one may have. That is where the Bojjhangas are very much like highlighted. So when you are turning yourself towards that side, towards the spiritual side more, abandoning say mundane kind of benefits. Now you are more thoroughly looking forward for the enlightenment, complete purification of the mind, abandoning of various defilements. That becomes your primary concern. The primary concern is purification of the mind. So I want to purify the mind. Still I find various impurities are there, hate is there, lust is there, ignorance is there. So you are more concerned about more and more the purification. So that is the bojjhanga, that you turns towards the purification, and there we can say Dhamma Vicaya Sambojjhanga. So a kind of gradual development from sati, then from mindfulness, then to the Dhamma Vicaya, the investigation of factors, then the effort, then the passaddhi, the tranquility, then samadhi, the concentration, and then the upekkha, equanimity. It's kind of evenness of the mind. So different qualities are there, maintaining all these things together, and mind is in a well balance, not sided onto one thing, not lean onto one side, but thoroughly in a kind of a, once you reach the equanimity, upekkha sambojjhanga, so now you come to the very mature kind of balance. Sometimes it is later mentioned as the sankhara upekkha. So you are always very much like equanimous towards various different kinds of formations, because you understood their nature, so you are very much like being in that equanimity, in that equanimity to various formations. So this is a very kind of a mature kind of we can say wisdom, sankhara upekkha jnana, a mature type of wisdom where you become more equanimous towards all the different conditioned phenomena. So likewise, when it comes to this enlightenment factors, Dhamma Vicaya Sambojjhanga, so you are more lean towards the liberation, to some spiritual growth, and when it comes to Samma Ditti, now more into the supramundane side. So it becomes a path factor, and it is operating not as an individual factor, it may couple with various other factors. Say, for example, now we are developing Samma Vacha, coupled with Samma Ditti, Samma Sati, Samma Vayama. Say, for example, what is Miccha Vacha? Chatu, what is Miccha Vacha?
Right livelihood.
Miccha Vacha.
Oh, giving up sensual being...
No, Vacha, words. Wrong words. Wrong words. So what are the wrong words?
There's lying.
Mm-hmm.
Harsh speech, idle chatter, and
Pisuna Vacha. Divisive speech. Divisive speech. So what is Samma Vacha?
Speech.
Right speech. What is right speech?
It's the opposite of what I just said.
Yeah, the opposite. Okay. So as a theory, you know this. Okay. That is the Samma Ditti part. So as a theory, okay, you know what is Miccha Vacha and what is Samma Vacha. Okay, you know this is lying is wrong speech. Telling the truth is correct speech. Say divisive speech is wrong speech. Say if I am using my speech to, make people agreeable, make people happy and, peaceful, then that is the correct speech. If I am speaking harshly, then that is wrong speech. If I am using, talking softly and so that they are happy, okay, this is the right speech. If I am using idle chattering, then this is wrong speech. If I avoid that and only talk what is beneficial, what is useful, then that is the right speech. So that's as an understanding. So you know the two sides. This is the Samma Ditti with respect to the speech. Now suppose you are in an activity. Say some others are talking to you and you are in some sort of a verbal activity. Now say they are taking you to a different side. Say they start talking about politics, for example. Now how are you going to operate?
You could bring in Dhamma related to the politics. You could somehow speak of, the impermanence of or the hatred and ill will that's involved in politics, and bring it around to Dhamma, to right livelihood.
So you want to avoid political speech? They're talking about politics and this and that.
You could either, and you could also just remain silent.
Remain silent.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But you could also you can talk about politics in
so now say, for example, your mind is also telling, okay, you participate and you tell about what you know about politics and you know the current politics and who is going to win and this and that. So suppose that there's an inner urge coming to tell that. So how are you doing? How are you handling? So how you know that there's such urge?
You know that you feel kind of swept up. You feel, you feel some emotions arising.
So you need what to know that?
Mindfulness.
Mindfulness. So that is the right mindfulness. So right mindfulness has to be present there. When right mindfulness is available, so it will take care, okay, what is happening right now? Okay, you have a desire to talk about it, say about the politics and what you know about politics and what you desire on this and that. So that's the presence of mind is required to know what is honestly going to happen now. And effort is required to avoid it. Say if you are going to talk something nonsense, utterly useless, idle chattering, so there should be an effort to stop it and to talk only what is correct. And how you know what is correct and wrong? That is samadhi.
Add one more, excuse me, Bhante. What about when we start to have the rising of dispassion for idle chatter and
either way.
Also a
another
factor.
way of you being silent. You don't want to participate.
You feel the dissatisfaction of that. You know that you feel that it's you have dispassion for it.
Yeah.
You see the suffering in it.
Yeah. So either way you want to stop participating into this idle chattering, and you want to only to conduct what is useful, what is noble. Either you keep yourself silent or you start talking something useful. So that is the whole picture where the mindfulness has to be there. That is the right mindfulness. The presence of the mind should be there. And then there should be an effort to stop you into the wrong side and to take you only to the right side. That is the right effort, samma vayama. And what is right, what is wrong, that is a kind of an understanding, that is the right view, samadhi. So samadhi, samma vayama and samma sati are operating together with these path factors. So when the Noble Eightfold Path is in operation in one's mind, so if you are more concerned about the correct, development, Sila Samadhi Panya, so these path factors are fairly governed, fairly supported by these three path factors, Samadhi, Samma Vayama and Samma Sati. So this is very, very beautifully explained in the Mahachattārisika Sutta. So you can read that. So the other path factors are being supported by Samadhi, Samma Vayama and Samma Sati.
So right view and right intention and right mindfulness.
No, Samma Vayama. Right effort. Right effort.
Okay.
Right view, right effort and right mindfulness. So these are the three factors according to this sutta that always supporting the other path factors in order to properly implement them. So they are not alone sort of activated when, say for example, when you are practicing Samma Vacha, it is being supported by the previous other three factors. If you are supporting Samma Ajiva, still you are supported by this Samadhi, Samma Sati, Samma Vayama. So like that.
Excuse me, Bhante. In right effort, here a bhikkhu awakens zeal for the non-arising of unarisen, evil, unwholesome states. Makes an effort, arouses energy, exerts mind, and strives. So this is at right effort is being aware of unwholesome and wholesome states.
So he only wants to do the wholesome to avoid unwholesome. So that's as an effort. So he has always kind of a continuous effort. Okay, I am going to do the correct thing to avoid the bad thing, to unwholesome things. So likewise, so it's a kind of a dynamic process. It's not that you know what are the definitions and then keep the book close right at the exam, what is Sammaditthi, what is Samma Vacha. That's not the point. As a dynamic process, it has to be operated in your mind in the mundane daily activities. So you may not talk politics right now, but while while you are going with someone and you are at the library or wherever, I mean, once you have some sort of free space, probably you might tempt to talk, but this has to be operated. Something like that. It's a very dynamic process that we are talking here. So what I want to highlight is this proper Sammaditthi, or the supramundane kind of Sammaditthi, is a more dynamic process. You start with typical Panya, then Panyindriya, the faculty of wisdom, then the Panya Bala, the power of wisdom, and then the enlightenment factor of Panya, that is the Dhamma Vicaya Sambojjhanga, and then Sammaditthi Magganga, the path factor of Sammaditthi. It's a kind of an evolution is there. So you are purposely developing it as a quality in yourself, the Panya, the wisdom. So Buddha's answer here was this Nimokka Sutta. Lokamisam pajahe santipekkoti. So you are abandoning all the different kinds of sensual pleasures. What is sensuality related things you abandon, looking forward the Nibbana, looking forward the peace in one's mind. So this is more sublime, and actually you are it's not that you are merely doing some meritorious deed so that you will be born in a celestial realm, you born to a happy rich family. Say someone doing here some meritorious deed, expecting next life I'll be born in Japan, in US, in Australia, so that I don't have to go through all this, the hardships in the third world. I'll be born in the first world country, all the luxuries are there. So that is not the intention. So Buddha is talking about here and now, how one can look for a Nibbana, peace in one's mind. So it is more sublime and going beyond the karma actually. So when you are developing more and more vipassana, so you may have to find out a path how to operate without doing karma. So kammakkhaya kind of operation is there. Okay, you have to contribute. Yeah, go ahead.
We talked about right speech. There was something that happened in the in our hall, the sleeping quarters. It was middle of the night, about 1 a.m. Someone turned on the light. I woke up and I blasted the guy, saying, "Why you turn on the light?" And
He's lying.
No, he turned on the light, light. So I woke up at 1 a.m. in the morning.
Right.
So I blasted him. And while I was blasting him, I was laughing to myself because I know if he keeps the light on, everyone else will be awake. What do you think of that and right speech?
That's, I think, acceptable. Because he's not doing the correct thing, no? So he's switching on the light at improper time. So that we need to sort of inform him that it's not the proper time to switch on the light. Everyone else is sleeping and you are disturbing everyone. So if you are able to inform him that and switch off the light, that would be fine. But in case that you become really angry, so that is where you need to take care of yourself. Say how quickly you can calm down, how quickly you can be cool.
And I was laughing to myself the whole time while I was blasting him. Anyway,
so you don't need to blast. You can simply say, "Hello, just that everybody is sleeping. Don't disturb them. Please, can you switch off the light?" Assume that he is not going to. Then you can blast.
I started with blasting anyway. He turned it off very quickly.
So that's why. So we can. And what I feel is that we can start with soft tone. Okay, you can request. Okay, why don't you switch off the light? That is disturbing me. See, I already woke up. Since you have done that, others also might going to wake up. So can you switch off the light? As a general request you can make. If he is more sensible, he will do that. You don't need to blast. But later assume that he is not considering that he is ignoring and he is trying to override you, then can. But anyway, so we have to be utterly mindful to, as you see, that you have seen your emotion. That is the presence of mind is there. So otherwise what happens is you quick to react, not knowing what is going on inside. You see someone is foolish and he's disturbed me and I should punish him, I should blame him. You are simply impulsively operating. So that is lack of mindfulness. But there is something going on, and if you have some little bit of breaks, then even though the impulse is there, you are not smashing him. You can gently tell him. So the certain amount of control is there. Then you know what is right speech, wrong speech, and mindfulness is also there. You need to put some effort to avoid harsh speech and only to talk softly, even though you are angry. You need some effort. Yeah. Saying something, yeah.
Councillor Bante?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Bante, same regarding today's discussion, there was another stanza from the Dhamma suggested in Papavagga.
Sure, go ahead.
May I read for you?
Sure.
Yeah. That is Punyanyetas Puriso Kaira, Kairanam Punapuna. Tammi Chandang Kairata, Suko Punyasa Uchayoti.
Yes. That's a very beautiful verse also. It's in the Papavagga, no? You said?
Yes. 118 verse.
118. Give me a second. It's a very, one can recite that also very beautifully. Sampada Papavagga 118. Yeah. Punyang che puriso kaira thetang punappunang tamhi chandang kairatha sukho punyassa uccayo. Actually, we need to discuss detail a little bit more. Now, suppose that you have a lot of demerit. So you have done a lot of bad deeds. And then a lot of regrets are there. You being tortured by various self-accusations. You become unhappy person. You feel guilty. So you feel depressed. But now you need to start the opposite side. So you are doing very good activities. So you are helping others. You are donating things. And you are protecting others. You are helping others. So various deeds that you are doing more and more, so that you start happy. Okay, I did this thing today, so he was happy because of me, and I was able to offer some, say, dana. I was able to give some food to an animal. I was able to give some food to a beggar, and this and that. So a lot of meritorious deeds now we are cultivating more and more. Now more and more that instead of sort of unhappiness, self-accusation, now you start feeling happy about yourself. So you feel pleasant about your activities. You feel more positive about yourself. And certain amount of happiness, certain amount of, say, self-praise even can arise. Okay, I'm a good person now. Because of me, many others are quite happy now. So you are completely shifted to the opposite side. So therefore, there is one sutta called Lona Phala Sutta. So basically Buddha highlights this point. So if you are with some demerit, so you need to do a lot of merit so that the demerit power will be fairly minimized. So the merit power become more powerful, more kind of overruling the demerit power. So therefore this stanza therefore highlights that part where punyanche purisa kaira thetam punappunang, and we are doing some sort of a merit activity or some activity, and you need to do it again and again. Kaira thetam punappunang, again and again you are repeatedly doing it. Tamhi chandang kairata, and you need to have that desire to do it. Sukho punyassa uccayo, because once the merit power is highlighted, merit power overpowers the demerit power, it's a blessing, basically. So the other thing is, so when it comes to different kinds of activities, different kinds of kamma, so there are not only this the punya kamma, the correct wholesome kamma. Certain kamma are helpful to give you, some facilities, some luxuries as you travel in the samsara. But certain other punya kamma is there, helping you to go through or to free from the samsara. So that is important. So the certain merit power is not only help you to have some, some sort of comfortable life in the samsara, but it also help you to be free from the samsara, certain merit power. So therefore, we don't need to limit our merit power simply to enjoy the sansaric journey. That's what mostly people are interested. Okay, I don't know when I'm going to free from samsara. Okay, I need a lot of merit. So you do a lot of merit as much as possible. Then it will give you a lot of benefits and you'll be somewhat manage the sansaric journey. But not looking for escaping, isn't it? So one has to look for the escape from the samsara. How to be free from this sansaric journey, the ongoing rebirth cycle. So that is what Buddha is pointing out in the Nimokka Sutta. So don't just go for the merit. Don't just accumulate merit thinking that this samsara is little difficult, dangerous. Okay, I need some merit power so that I'll be going through this sansaric journey comfortably. So that is very limited way of looking at. But look for the escape also. So that is what Buddha highlighting here. Not really approving what that Deva is saying. So Buddha simply could approve it, no? So Deva is also telling the truth. Mundane kind of accumulation of various merit. But Buddha is taking a side track. Okay, you don't need to limit there. Okay, you look for the Nibbana. You look for the escape. You look for the Nissarana. You look for the abandonment of this whole journey. So that is something that Buddha is pointing here. Very, very important. Yeah.
Excuse me, Bhante.
Yeah.
I just wanted to comment on that too. As I tend to have a bit of this thing about nibbana, ending our repeated round of birth and death. It I don't know. It just seems sort of irrelevant in a way to me because we're living here and now in the present moment. We're living this life. So if we do attain nibbana in this life, if we do awaken to the Buddha's teachings, then we're free from. That's the greatest form of
merit.
Well, no, I wasn't going to say that, but it's the greatest way
Achievement?
It's the greatest thing to be. The way it's the way to be at peace.
Correct.
So I just wanted to make the point that if we do, maybe we won't be born into another life. If we do, if we do completely awaken now, then we won't be reborn.
Correct.
But at the same time, it's the greatest peace that we could achieve in this life.
Yeah. And on the other hand, we don't need to underestimate thinking. So this kind of a spiritual performance, this kind of a spiritual endeavor will not produce any kind of, say, comfortable journey in the samsara also. We should not think like that also. Say there are 10 types of activities and you only do 9 kind of activities thinking of they will produce comfortable living, comfortable being while you are journeying in the samsara. But you are not taking the spiritual part, thinking, okay, it will only take me out of the samsara. But if you pick that point, if you are practicing vipassana, for example, it will help you to take out of the samsara as well as it will give some kind of comfortable way of achieving it, even if you are journeying in the samsara. So there is a beautiful sutta called Velama Sutta. So in that Velama Sutta, Buddha put them in order. So various meritorious deeds. So he is putting the vipassana as the best kind of meritorious deed. So that's the maximum one can do. So therefore we should not underestimate it, thinking that it may not give any kind of comfortable living. It may produce that also. So it may have such power also. It will quicken you to take you out. I don't know, it may give some suffering at the beginning because you feel some urge to come out of it. That's also could be there. But anyway, the urge is necessary for you to go in the path. Otherwise, you want to simply stagnate. You want to be heedless in the sansaric journey, never thinking of coming out of it. So that is what happened to many, because they feel, okay, I have something to eat, something to enjoy, my wife is here, my children are here, there's a car, and I have a job. Okay, I'm quite happy. I mean, let me carry on. Not thinking that they may get into the age, they become old, they become sick, and ultimately they die, ending or spending what they earned. The merit power is finished. So basically, looking for something more sublime is something very rarely people think. So there is another beautiful sutta called, there's another deva, he come and tell to one young monk, so why are you doing this monkhood? I mean, you're still young, you better enjoy your sensual life, and maybe once you are old you can come and do this. Why don't you enjoy your senses? You are still in the prime youth. So that's a suggestion one deva is giving to this young monk. So you have given up what is Kalika and something, that Kalika and Akalika, something very beautiful. Can't remember the name of that sutta. And then he's telling, that young monk is telling, no. I know this. According to the Buddha, the Nibbana, that peace is Akalika. You can immediately have that. You can quickly have that. So I'm look for that. It's better. Yeah. It's better. Don't take like that. So it's much better. So I need a lot of power, a lot of vigor to achieve it. So that's why I am starting this while I am young. So if I am pretty old, I can't do it. So that's why I am in my prime youth, I am trying to achieve it. So he's talking against the Deva. Exactly. Yes. Exactly. Then again this Deva is telling something, and then he is saying, okay, I am still a young monk. Can you ask that question from the Buddha? Then he says, Bhante, you know that there are really majestic Devas are closer to the Buddha. I am just a inferior guy. I can't approach him. So can you ask this question from the Buddha? Then I'll also come there. Then he come and Buddha asks various questions from him. Very interesting. Yeah.
So Bhante, it was it that Samidhi Sutta?
Samidhi Sutta, exactly. Samidhi Sutta. So Samidhi is the monk, and he being interrogated by one deity, one deva, while he was in the forest. Yeah.
Then Sila Samadhi, from Sila Samadhi Prajna to then Adi Sila Adi Chitta Adi Prajna, likewise there is a started from Sila Samadhi Prajna, and like there is a then merit to higher merits or something like that.
I also think like that. So the merit is, we can say the mundane type of merit is there, which gives you some comfortable moving in the samsara. But there may be a higher merit where it helps you to escape from the samsara. So in certain analysis of the karma, Buddha explains that also there's a sutta, I still can't remember. So different categories of karma he explains. So not just mundane kind of merit. So there's a kind of a merit helping you to escape from the samsara. Can't remember what's exactly that word being used there. Yeah.
Also, sometimes the wish, then Lord Buddha also in his previous life also he has done so many good deeds, and he had the wish to be a Lord Buddha likewise. And sometime if we do some merits, and if we have a proper merit, wish to escape from the samsara journey, then that may also help to escape from sometime in Dana Sila Bhavana likewise. And some people do good merits and they had wrong wishes. I need this in next life, I should be beautiful like this and likewise. And there's so many stories about that and what happened ultimately because of their wrong wishes. Likewise.
Correct. So that's why, I mean, once even you done a good meritorious deed, better wish for Nibbana. So you have a certain inspiration then. So you are inculcating that inspiration in your mind. So the mind becomes somewhat attuned towards Nibbana rather than simply satisfied with these trivial gains. Say one can look for some trivial gains and do the meritorious activities. But someone can look for some more sublime and conduct the meritorious activities. So if you are again and again highlighting that, okay, I am expecting Nibbana using this, whatever the good deeds I have done. So then you are sort of empowering your mind. Okay, I am not for these trivial things. Okay, I am looking for something sublime. So sometimes people say you don't need to wish like that, it will naturally happen. But anyway, so we can't say that immediately you become a noble, no? So you start as a person. So a person has to have a kind of an inspiration, has a kind of a goal, kind of an objective. Then it will motivate you. So therefore we can see that benefit when you have a kind of an inspiration, kind of a determination. So you are driving by that determination. So like that, certain benefits are there if you do like that. So therefore I like to believe. So motivating a person, okay, you do a good person. So that is the mundane kind of samadhi. At the mundane side of samadhi, you still are a good person. So we have to motivate that person. Okay, you become a person, but you wish the nibbana. You wish the nibbana. Then he will turn that in one day. Okay, I just should not limit myself to the mundane side. Okay, I need to look forward for nibbana. So what is nibbana? So what is this supermundane path? What are the spiritual qualities need to develop in order to achieve it? Now we get into the supramundane side also. Yeah. Oh, එහෙම කියන්න පුළුවන්. Yeah. Like kamadi. So some sort of aspiration towards the renunciation. And in the Buddha's teaching also, now there's a gradual teaching, no? Dana kata, sila kata. මොකක්ද අනිත් එක? එන්නේ. කාමානං ආදීනෝ නෙක්ඛම්මානං චාදීනං there's a gradual how Buddha preach. He may take you to the mundane side first, but not limiting there. He will look for the supramundane side. He will motivate him, inspire him to the supramundane side, not limiting there onto the mundane side. Yeah. Okay. Kumara, you have anything more? Shall we wind up?
Yes, Bhante. There are two people raise their hands.
Okay.
And I just wanted to add that, Bhante, that you mentioned three faculties like correct, Samma Ditti, Samma Ayama and Samma Sati.
Mm-hmm.
Out of that also, that as per Bhante Thanaponika, I think says that Samma Sati will be the driving force for the others also, isn't it?
Actually, Samma Ditti, not Samma Sati. Samadhi is the forerunner. Samadhi is the forerunner every time. Because it will drive you, it will guide you. Okay, this is the direction that you need to move. It will give you the direction basically. So Sammadhitti Pubbangama. Every time it is mentioned, Sammadhitti Pubbangama. So the correct view, right view is the sort of, say for example, you are riding a boat. So you have something, what's the term used for that? That is something that you are keeping so that the direction of the boat, rudder, yeah. Rudder, yeah. So rudder is the one guiding you to the which direction, which side that the boat will be driven. So Samadhi is like that. So the Samadhi will give you the correct direction, correct coordinates or something, so that the boat or our direction will be properly navigated.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Bhante, I will give the chance to this Geshan.
Right.
Geshan, you can talk now.
Nissarana Swaminansa, I hope you can hear me.
Yes.
Very good. So there was a lot of discussion about today's after the sermon discussion. And the Lona Sutra that you mentioned, is it about the simile that Buddha gives? Just want for my reflection as well that I'm asking, is that a small piece of salt that is being dropped on a small body of water versus a larger pool of water? Is that
correct?
The simile?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So I think that is a fantastic your explanation was really good on there as well for me to sort of get that. So let me go into the two questions that I sort of jotted down while you were talking about it. And so when we talk about the Panya Bala, which is the sort of, I think, is it the wisdom, should I say, or is that some other name in English that we sort of bring? So I understand the Panya Bala as the way I sort of understood how you talk about if you are in the immense sati, you know all the activities, what you do, and then at some point in time, in the past time, that you should be able to recall because you have been in the perfect sati.
That is sati indriya.
So, okay, sati indriya, and then panya bala.
No. Then sati bala is another occasion. Say once you are quite confident, even when your mind becomes heedless, you are not panicking. You are not panicked because you are quite confident about your own practice. I can quickly come back to the mindfulness. You are not worried about it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So similarly, in the typical wisdom faculty, the panya indriya, you are quite confident about your, say you have fair amount of wisdom, penetrative wisdom, and once you are again and again cultivated that, you become more confident about it. Even you slip to the ignorant side, now you are not panicking because you are quite confident. I can quickly come back to the wisdom.
Yes, I get it. And then from I think if I'm not wrong, was it yesterday or day before? No, day before yesterday's discussion that you had. And for me, I think what I gathered, one of the ladies asked the question, how to, so this is pertaining to the same question as well, and how to let go of the things what we have accumulated in the past.
Mm-hmm.
My question to you, for now, we can recall even the past because of the sati has taken the precedent, and now you can sort of recall them. I have a sort of a dilemma here of that once to be in the nibbana, you have to let go of all the ideas what you had, like for as we are students at some point in time in the past, when you study for ordinary level and A levels, you study well. So you can remember to go and sit for an exam. Now, after the exam as well, even now, I can recall some of that. It is impossible to sort of take it out. So I have that dilemma, right? So I don't know.
No, basically thing is, so as you are moving forward, say, for example, so you are not purposely remembering things to prepare a self, to motivate the self-view. Rather, you demotivate any such kind of thoughts affirming a self. So there may be thoughts arising regarding what you have done, which is self-promoting, praising you, and you are the one did it properly and this and that. So promoting a self and praising the self. So that as you switch into the supramundane side of Samadhi, you are not promoting that. You simply disclaim that.
I understand. So yes, with my work, of course, I just do the work. That's about it, and
you forget it.
No credits needed. I
exactly
purposefully say that as well.
Yes.
So my second point that I wanted to address, because Dhamma Vijita also brought up a point, and I think the discussion through you and Venerable Dhamma Vijita, and I think talk about politics, the event of you come into the place of, I have been there even recently. There was, I had to be at a place and people start talking about Sri Lankan politics. One of the things what I said, asked about my opinion, and I said, well, I live here, there are a lot of things happening in Sri Lanka, whereas you should make sure that wherever you live have to be prosperous. Let's try to work towards that. And it didn't go well, but then again, my going into a bit further, there are certain times that Venerable Dhammajiva also performing the sermons, and sometimes we go into this politics. There was one time, So my question to you with all that, how I have sort of, when others talk about it, or when especially during the Dhamma discussion we talk about it, isn't it me who have to sort of think about well and not get deviated from that type of statement? So I vividly remember when Dhammajiva said, "Man kamathi Trump I dinanawana." So about a year ago, my vision would have been different. But for me now, it doesn't matter whoever wins, But how we should control, or how we should see our thought process when somebody sort of make a statement, should we sort of react?
Yeah.
And I thought that might be a better way to sort of put it, I guess.
No, we may have certain individual desires or certain directions. Okay, I like Trump to win, or whoever, Biden to win, or here Ranil to win, or Mahinda to win. Something that may be some individual, private kind of a desire. But when I am talking it, say if someone else is not motivated by that and thinking about it, not to proliferate that. So that is, I feel that when you hear it, so you don't need to proliferate on that. So that is his desire, that is his wish. You quickly end it there. If you can end it there, okay, that is Bhante's wish. That's it. I don't need to worry about it. Yeah. I don't need to work for the Trump's win.
Yes.
I can simply ignore what he has mentioned, because that is his wish. That's all. A mere statement. We can keep it only to the mere statement rather than taking it too serious and taking me to proliferation, imagination, etc. So you can simply limit it to the statement.
Yes. So my point is, at that time, I think that control of mind or thought process, seeing the thought, and to be able to sort of not to react. That self, I feel that there is that achievement. But about 2-3 years ago, I really don't think I was there. So I'm so grateful for this type of discussion that I can participate every day just to listen. So thank you so much. Theruvan Saranai.
Yeah, Theruvan Saranai. Kumara, you have...
Manisha, you can present it. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Ausrai Bhante.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. I just want to share one of my experiences I recently encountered. So I was actually riding my bicycle to the yoga class, and then actually I fell. And at the time I was falling, I actually got this, sati, mindfulness, saying that, oh, Mahisha, now you're going to fall because there are a lot of leaves, wet leaves. And it's surprising, the moment I thought, I fell, and my head, I landed on head, and severe pain. I got a severe pain, and I didn't get any other thoughts, but I just got up looking at the pain, and the pain actually gone away within few seconds. I was standing, and then it's gone away. And then I again scanned my body, thinking, oh, where else I'm having pain? And then I was okay. And then I got into the bicycle again, and I started riding, and it was a little hilly, and I was riding the hill, and then again I was checking, oh, where is the pain? And then I felt like my left hand, one finger is very painful. So I watched it while riding, and then realized I should stop and look at it whether it's bleeding. And then I removed the glove and had a look, and then I felt like it's crooked. It's like shrinked, and it was surprising. And then I made it straight. I made it straight myself, and then thought, okay, I'll continue the journey. And then suddenly it got into my mind, no, I should go home to check what happened to me, because I can't see what happened to me. I should show myself to someone. And then I went home and I talked to my daughter, and then she checked everything. And she checked everything, the head, the neck, and wherever I'm saying it's hurting, she checked and said, oh, there's nothing wrong. I think you need a rest. And then I asked, shall I go to the emergency? Because I don't know what happened to me. And then she said, no, there's no emergency situation, you stay home. So I was home, 2 hours I rest, and then I started doing my normal work. I lift my water buckets, washed the driveway, did everything with my both hands. And then by the evening, no pain at all. So I did everything like checking what's happening to my body. And then towards the evening, the hand got blue. And then I realized, okay, I should go to the doctor. So anyway, the story, one of my fingers were broken in half. And I didn't feel a pain as such throughout the day and even after. So anyway, I ended up going to the hospital and stayed in the hospital the following day, about 2 days. And the story comes like, when I tell it to my family, they keep I'm kind of blame. Oh, you were meditating. You can't understand your pain now. You broke your finger even, and you don't know that your finger was broken. You were doing all the housework, and your finger is broken in half, separated, and still you didn't have a pain. And then I thought, okay, this is a good point that I will ask from Bhante whenever I'm ready. Whether is that the case there? Because I'm meditating, I don't feel my pain. Initially, I felt it, but it's gone. When I'm looking at it, it's gone. And what do you think, Bhante, about this?
I feel that you are simply able to limit the bodily pain merely to the bodily pain, without making much mental agony, pain from that. So that makes you a fair relief. Because if you start blaming yourself and accusing yourself, then there will be another issue. But you haven't prepared that. So you are quite confident. You are fairly equanimous. Even you fall, still the mind is not kind of shaken, not panicked. But you are able to get up and you have to look around and then again get on to the bicycle and again riding. So kind of equanimity is there. Equanimity is fairly governing the mind. Even though the body has fallen, mind was not fallen. So typically what happens is mind falls. You drop the mind, you become depressed, you become crying, and you know that you ask help and pleading and crying and all that. So that is because more than the body fall, the mind also has fallen. But now the body only has fallen, the body only has damaged, but not the mind. Mind can manage everything, mind can handle everything, mind is fairly mature. And if it is necessary to check, okay, you can go to the doctor, you can show it. Every time you can bear the whole situation with an equanimous manner. So I feel that is the maturity that one can achieve through the spiritual practice. So you can't avoid all the difficult accidents or all the difficult aging and say diseases, sicknesses, etc. So what is going through as a human being to our body. So that is inevitable. But how can we keep the mind fairly stable amidst all these difficulties? So that is where we have to look forward. So I feel what you have experienced is same the thing.
Okay, Bhante. Yeah, so even though, someone said, oh, it's because you meditated, you didn't know what happened to your body, it doesn't matter, isn't it? Still, the body will repair anyway.
Yes.
Even if I dance, even if I worry, it will repair taking its own time. The finger is half broken, but it will repair itself, but it needs time. It's not magic that it's going to fix. So that's what I said to people. But he said, because of that, you didn't go to the hospital straight away. You didn't complain it's paining. You noticed the blue color of the finger, and then only you realize you need to go to the doctor. Of course, because it was not paining for go and ask for help as such. But when the color changing, I realized that something wrong, and then I thought I will go to the doctor.
So maybe, maybe internally also
there's no magic to fix it.
Maybe it is not that because of the meditation that you didn't feel the pain. Maybe there was no pain as such. It may happen at the beginning and then it has disappeared because the finger has twisted, but not huge pain, but the color has changed because the misalignment. Now you understood, okay, something wrong is there still, even though there is no huge pain, but still something is wrong, something misalignment is there. Now you go to the doctor and he take the x-ray and he say yes, now it has twisted, it has broken, something. Now he is going to fix it. Because it is not that, we can't say that the meditation avoids pain. So the meditation helps to even recognize even a subtle pain. So it is not the mechanism to suppress pains through the meditation. Rather, you can decouple the mental process which you are adding to the pain. So there may be a physical pain that you are now decoupling the mind, which automatically making a self, and you panic and you curse and all that. So that part is no more there. So the physical pain is there, but still you can fully aware of that physical pain. Since you didn't have such physical pain, that may be the reason that you didn't feel it. It is not that we become completely numb as a result of the meditation. You become more and more sensitive. Even a subtle pain you can recognize. So through Vedana that you can know things. So the Vedana is a typical bodily phenomena that it is happening even to the Buddha. But Buddha is also capable of bearing it. Now, say for example, Venerable, who is this, Devadatta. So he actually put a stone onto the Buddha. While Buddha was traveling under the Gijjakuta, so he has fallen the stone to the Buddha. So it has hurt one of the legs. And it was utterly painful. So that is not mentioned by the Buddha. It was mentioned by one kind of deities, a group of deities. It is in the Satullapakayika Gatha or somewhere. There's a Satullapakayika. So that's the name given for those group of deities. They come to the Buddha and they start praising the Buddha, saying, you are like a tusker. You are like a tusker. You were going through this immense pain, but you are not talking about it. You are not cursing Devadatta or crying or anything. You are very peacefully, you are bearing it. So that indicates that Buddha had the pain, Buddha has endured it. So Buddha could have mentioned, so I don't have any pain. So when they are telling this Atullapakayika Devas are telling, okay, you had pain, but you bared that, then Buddha could have mentioned, okay, I didn't have pain, no. So rather he admitted, yes, I am like that basically, so I was able to bear it. So likewise, what I understand is, it is not that the pain is not there, pain is there, but still the mind can manage it, mind can bear it. Mind has the kind of a capacity to withstand it. So that is the kind of a maturity that he has gained through the practice.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Bhante, initially the pain was severe, even in the head and in the hand. But when I looked at it, it slowly disappeared. And then I kept looking at it, but it wasn't there. So that's what I thought, okay, nothing happened, it's okay. But yeah, so I'm trying to even test now. When I go to the hospital, they said, check whether you have any pain in the body. So I tried to recall where the pain was. And I couldn't actually recall and tell them. But I said initially, these are the spots were painful. Mm-hmm. But it's not painful now. Right. So I told them. But anyway, x-rays were done. So that the other thing that I want to ask from you is, before I fall, the signal was given to me, to my mind, now you're going to fall. Mm-hmm. So that actually surprises me. So I wanted to get off from the bicycle and walk that beat, but I didn't have time. The soon that I got to my mind, okay, you're going to fall now, it's better you get off from the bicycle, then I fall. So it's surprising me how comes my mind knew before falling that I'm going to fall. Mm-hmm. That actually surprised me. I felt like, because today's discussion is about Sati Bala, I felt like that's part of Sati Bala, where there was something going on to happen, and because I was mindful continuously while riding the bicycle, the surface was wet. That's a different story. But
I think it's the body knowledge. Yeah, the body knowledge is more powerful So you are fully with the instance, you are fully with the activity, the body is well engaged. So it has some sort of a indication, okay, now this I am losing the balance, okay, you are going to fall. So before your mind understands, the body understood it and indicated it, maybe.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Bhante. Thank you very much for the explanation.
Yeah.
That's
all, Bhante, from this side.
Okay. So then we can wind up. So we have spent almost 1.5 hours. I invite Venerable Dhamma Vijita to conduct the sharing of merits.
Yes, Bhante. I also think when we have an injury, sometimes the body has a natural anesthetic quality that creates numbness. So that may have happened as well.
Yeah.
So she didn't feel pain. At first there's pain, but then the numbness comes in to soothe the body. So thank you for your teaching today, Bhante. May our relatives and all beings share in the merit produced by today's teaching. May all celestial beings share in the merit produced by today's teaching, and may the celestial beings protect the Dhamma exposition and dispensation of the Buddha and his disciples for a very long time. And perhaps the seeds of Buddha's teaching that have been planted in our hearts and minds may grow, producing path, fruition, and nibbana. I invite you to join in the recitation of the traditional Pali verses for sharing the merits.